other sentient beings, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm us, and those who create obstacles on our path to liberation and omniscience. May they experience happiness, be separated from suffering, and swiftly will we establish them in a state of unsurpassed, perfect, complete, and precious Buddhahood. All other sentient beings, especially those enemies who hate us, obstructors who harm us, and those who create obstacles on our path to liberation and omniscience. May they experience happiness, be separated from suffering, and swiftly will we establish them in a state of unsurpassed, perfect, complete, and precious Buddhahood. All other sentient beings, especially those enemies who hate us, obstructors who harm us, and those who create obstacles on our path to liberation and omniscience, may they experience happiness, be separated from suffering, and swiftly will we establish them in a state of unsurpassed, perfect, complete, and precious Buddhahood. Thus, until we achieve enlightenment, we perform virtuous deeds with body, speech, and mind. Until death, we perform virtuous deeds with body, speech, and mind. From now until this time tomorrow, we perform virtuous deeds with body, speech, and mind. Until we attain the heart of enlightenment, we take refuge in all the Buddhas. We take refuge in the Dharma, likewise in the assembly of the Bodhisattvas. As the previous Buddhas embraced enlightened mind and progress on the Bodhisattva's path, we too, for the benefit of all sentient beings, prefer the Bodhicitta, apply ourselves to accomplish the stages of the path. Until we attain the heart of enlightenment, we take refuge in all the Buddhas. We take refuge in the Dharma, and likewise in the assembly of the Bodhisattvas. As the previous Buddhas embrace enlightened mind and progress on the Bodhisattva's path, we too, for the benefit of all sentient beings, give birth to Bodhicitta and apply ourselves to accomplish the stages of the path. Until we attain the heart of enlightenment, we take refuge in all the Buddhas. We take refuge in the Dharma, likewise in the assembly of the Bodhisattvas. As the previous Buddhas embrace enlightened mind and progress on Bodhisattva's path, we too, for the benefit of all sentient beings, give birth to Bodhicitta and apply ourselves to accomplish the stages of the path. In the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha most excellent, we take refuge until enlightenment is reached. By the merit of generosity and other good deeds, may we attain Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. In the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha most excellent, we take refuge until enlightenment is reached. By the merit of generosity and other good deeds, may we attain Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. In the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha most excellent, we take refuge until enlightenment is reached. By the merit of generosity and other good deeds, may we attain Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. May all other sentient beings, boundless of the sky, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they never be separated from happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. May all other sentient beings, boundless as the sky, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they never be separated from happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. May all other sentient beings, boundless as the sky, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they never be separated from happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. The ground is sprinkled with scented water and strewn with flowers. It's adorned with the supreme mountain, the four continents, the sun and the moon. As Buddha field, we offer it. May all sentient beings attain the happiness of the Buddha fields. To the lamas who possess the great kayas, we offer a powdered and secret offerings with our bodies, wealth, and all that is visible. Please grant us a supreme realization and enlightenment. Whatever merit we have gathered through prostrations, offerings, confessing, rejoicing, beseeching, and praying for the sake of enlightenment of all sentient beings, all of this we dedicate. Om Guru Deva Takini Ratnam Dala Pratisa Soha. Unequaled refuge, ornament of the world, your fame pervades the 3,000 worlds. You are the victor, Vajradhara, without a doubt. We bow at the feet of the Father, Jiten Sundar. Continually we think of no one but you. Compassionate one, grant your blessings. Dispel the darkness that surrounds our hearts. Please bless us so that we realize the unelaborated nature of mind. Please turn the wheel of Dharma, the two vehicles and their combination, according to the dispositions and likewise the mental capacities of sentient beings.
Whoa. also some children can also from the watching and also Chalam to watching and also Lam to was watching and also two washes to watching and also Tawata get watching and also to get watching. There is a lot of watching and also there's a lot of them changing and also yeah, everybody just first relax yourself physically, mentally, and then please inhale fully all the blessings of the Buddha into us and all our confusions just kind of dissolve into emptiness and exhale. And then once more, inhale fully all the bodhicittas, loving kindness, compassion, just into us and heal our mind. The mind is healed in this bodhicitta. Exhale. And once more, please inhale fully all the wisdom. Wisdom knowing as it is, wisdom knowing everything that we inhale, bring in, inhale. It pervades our entire mind, our entire being. All the surrounding confusions are dissolved into emptiness. And then exhale all our tension. With this state of mind, then we cultivate that mind that we receive. Now we have to exercise ourselves that to capture total nature of the mind, the bodhicitta. I will study, practice these precious teachings, particularly today, here, the jewel ornament of liberation. And then just reflect, say, everything is impermanent. Nothing lasts long. And within such state of this temporary, I have the precious human life, which gives me to study, practice these precious Dharma teachings. So I will utilize this precious human life for the best, to overcome all the confusion. I will reflect to these wisdoms of the Buddha. May I be useful to everyone. My body, speech, mind be useful to every sentient being as a source of peace, happiness, not as a source of suffering and confusion. Just reflect on this. This is the very important point. Then I will cultivate this bodhicitta to attain complete Buddhahood for myself, so that I can help every sentient beings. And we need this kind of motivation, and we need this practice, because just reflect on in the samsara. Look just everywhere, you can see all the different types of human beings, even, and of course, animals. Those are suffering like in the hell realm, hungry ghost. They have so much suffering and more kind of feeling of emergency, like they have cause of suffering. They don't know the cause of suffering. They're working hard, but they don't know directly. They don't have the wisdom to see the things, how they function within the causality dimension. So this Dharma teachings gives us this great opportunity so that what I'm studying, practicing, so maybe I may be useful to every sentient beings. May I be helpful to everyone. Like the earth. The earth is the foundation. Everyone has the opportunity. Everyone now gets all the benefit because the earth provides all the needs of everyone. So like that, may I be useful to everybody. Just establish these thoughts, and then we exercise our mind with this kind of motivation. Then that becomes the source of all the peace and happiness. So the wisdom allows us to see the nature of the samsara. The wisdom gives us opportunity beyond the opportunity to see the beyond samsara. So then to apply that wisdom, we need this great compassion, loving kindness as a source of peace, courage. So please reflect on this and cultivate the mind. Okay, thank you so much. Now, we're studying the precious book, The Jewel Ornament of Liberation. Today we're touching on the topics of the 10 Bodhisattvas Bhumis. This is chapter 19. So as yesterday we reflected on the 5 parts. So as I have described a little bit, if we have a good idea, understanding about the 5 parts, and that gives us such a special insight, what means this Bhumi? Now Bhumi, is a Sanskrit word. In English, you can translate as like a ground, foundation, ground, going forward step by step. So in Tibetan it's called Sa, the earth, the ground, the basis. So now I'll read these texts. Chapter 19, the 10 Bodhisattva Bhumi. Within these 5 parts, as yesterday we have we have gone through, how many Bhumis are there? So this now says in the 5 parts, you see, the beginners, Bhumi, or beginners, and devoted action. Then next, then the 10 Bodhisattvas Bhumi, 10, and the state of Buddhahood. These 10 and 3 means 13 comprise the Bhumis. So in Tibetan, Ledang Podang, Mejudang, Chanchu Sebe, Sajudang, Sanja Sade, Dharna, Chudang, Sumja Sanam, Dus. That's it. We read in Tibetan. All these Bhumis are referred to in the lamp for the path to enlightenment. As this precious book is written by Atisha. So yesterday also related to this book. In that book, what it said is, one attains great joy and others. So great joy is the first Bodhisattva's Bhumi. The great joy, the first Bodhisattva's Bhumi, the Satangbo Ratukawa in Tibetan. And the others, now what the others, dear Gampopa, bringing all the rest of the Bhumis, refer to the 2 lower and 10 higher Bhumis. The beginner's Bhumi is the path of accumulation. See, yesterday we went through the path of accumulation. There are 12 branches of enlightenment, in the training practice. So the beginner Bhumi means just for ordinary person, just starting, so that's beginner in Tibetan, Gampopa. The Bhumi is the path of accumulation because it matures one's previously immature minds. So previously immature minds, before we start, our mind is immature, our mind is raw, our mind is very unruly mind, totally confused, samsaric state. Then through study Dharma teachings, then you can see the picture of the samsara. Then starting to waking up. So then it becomes matures, because it matures one's previously immature mind. So that's the first Bhumi, or the ordinary person's state. Then next, the Bhumi of devoted activity. The activity is the part of application. See, once we have organized, study, practice, and cultivate bodhicitta, so forth, go through the path of accumulation, then we start the path of application. So when we started the path of application, that is called the devoted activity, Mebachava. Devoted, the devotion, Meba, aspiration. The aspiration and all the devotion you devote towards the enlightenment. You have a devotion towards the enlightenment. You have such strong aspiration towards the enlightenment. So activity means you are making effort there, avoiding all the cause of suffering and gathering all the good qualities and exercising our mind, the raw mind, making a little kind of flexible, this called the devoted activities. That is the part of application. So the part of application, as yesterday we went, is not the state they fully realize all, but it's making such a great foundation to realize the selflessness, to realize the emptiness and all this. So the application, because one is strongly devoted to meaning of emptiness, you see. So much you're looking forward. So I can't wait to realize emptiness. See, your devotion to realization of the emptiness is kind of totally pushed, and now you're so convinced you don't have any second thought, because you know the samsara so well. You know the whole picture of samsara. So now you can't expect something good come out of samsara. We spend our whole life in the samsara, doing everything to get something, but we haven't got anything. Then at the end of the day, only but disappointment. I tried that, I went there, I did this, I went on the mountain, I went to the beach, I did this, everything we tried, And then, so we got the complete conviction, the understanding of the samsara. So you're totally devoted towards the enlightenment. So that's the devoted devotion. So devoted activities, your activities are towards the enlightenment. Strongly devoted to the meaning of emptiness. During that time is when one is in that part, in the part of application, factors that oppose the parameters such as miserliness and so forth, the afflicting emotions which are to be abandoned on the part of insight. So now they are beginning to subside, to put aside, to disregard, which opposes the practice of the 6 parameters. You see, like I said, not allowing you practice the generosity because you are so uptight with your possession. Totally just want to possess, you don't want to share. So these things you just open up. Now what is, as I always mention, see, you don't have to have, but in your mind, you are just ready to help, to do anything to act for others. See, big or small, doesn't matter. But whatever you have, you are prepared to do things. So they said here, during the time factor that oppose the parameters, 6 parameters, we have, such as which opposes the practice of the generosity, is miserliness, stinginess, uptight, all this. So here you relax, you're ready to share anything, Dharma wisdom, giving the fearlessness, and making support others, anything, what you can do for help others, and so forth. So then next, the morality, as you see, all the rest of the afflicting emotions which are to be abandoned on the part of on the path of insight, which prevents to realize the special insight that all you are preparing in the path of accumulation to purify those, decreasing their strength, building up strength of the wisdom. So that's called during the path of accumulation. Yeah. And the imputed obscuration of the knowledge are suppressed and do not arise. Imputed, that things we labeled like self, the self itself is not exist, but we impute it. And other things, good or not good, or like the self, self is permanent, self is something independent. Those are not there, but imputed, we labeled. And so these just decrease, purify, now becoming mind more practical, more realistic, seeing things how they are. Yeah. So this all are done during the path of accumulation. Very important, these beginners, And so these are the two Bhumis, the beginners and the devoted activity Bhumi. The 10 Bodhisattva Bhumi range from the Bhumi of great joy to the 10th, cloud of Dharma. The cloud of Dharma is the 10th Bhumi's name. So great joy is the first Bhumi. This we'll explain later. The 10 Noble Bhumi Sutra says, O son of the victorious one. Here, the translation, the sons of the. Now that we try to translate to adjust, say the children of the Bodhisattva, because they are our gender, when there's a lot of we should say, ladies like to study Dharma. And then when there's a son of the Bodhisattva, son of Buddha, they feel uncomfortable. We also study Dharma. Why not we call our name, But doesn't matter, really, We have to open our heart. So that time, what Buddha is saying is not just that time, there are so many monks. So Buddha was saying, you are the son of the Bodhisattvas. If there were many women at that time, Buddha will say, all the daughter of the Buddhas. He said that. In the Heart Sutra, we have that, the son, the noble son and the daughter. We have both, say like that. So because that time there are many Bodhisattva who are women. So that time is said the son and the daughter of the noble family, So this all just label. We just don't be so sensitive on these things, you see. Just relax, Dharma practice, It's all imputed anyway, The samsara is imputed. Samsara is state of confusion. There's always, you can find duality, this and that. We cannot make non-dualistic because samsara itself is a state of the duality. So we as a Dharma practitioner, we need to relax. You have read the story of the Tara, first when Tara, this all male and female, this all just duality. In the emptiness, there's nothing, no difference, So like say, look at the loving kindness, compassion, bodhicitta. There, you see, we don't have this the loving kindness, compassion, bodhicitta for the woman. This loving compassion, bodhicitta for men, we don't have that, you know. It all kind of all these dualistic things and dissolve there. Bodhicitta, loving kindness, compassion is for everybody. Likewise, emptiness. There's no such call. This is emptiness for women. This emptiness for men. You know, we don't have that. You know. So when you go to the real, the non-dualistic state, these all things are there. You know. Then, samsara, nirvana in non-duality, it transcends. Samsara, nirvana is non-duality, you know. So we cannot say, oh, I don't like call the samsara, or I like to call the nirvana, you know. It's just all label, just some idea. Okay. So anyway, the awesome of the victorious one, these 10 are the Bodhisattva Bhumis, then great joy, and so forth. Then Buddha was listing all the rest. First started great joy, then stainless, so forth, radiant, luminous, so forth, you know. Okay. So now here, this Gampopa was now describing about this Bhumi, from the first Bhumi to the 10th Bodhisattva. The first great joy is attained at the time of the path of insight, special insight, Hakdong. When one directly realizes the meaning of all pervading emptiness, you see, directly realize. Now there's no investigation, there's no adjustment. It's all already adjusted and you already investigated. Now directly you experience the all-pervading emptiness. No. Now this means you have to see emptiness. We're not negating. No. Just see this, like this paper. You see this paper. You see it. But this very nature of this paper itself is nothing but emptiness. So there's no separation. What you're seeing, the piece of paper and its natural emptiness, no separation. So that's what's called non-duality. Well, you're seeing this piece of paper there, at that same time, the emptiness is inseparable. So you have that kind of great mind to capture that. See? That's called all-pervading emptiness. And that's the first Bhumi. The second to 10th occurs or practice or appears, manifests during the path of meditation. So now, the first, the Bhumi, great joy, it's called Hakdong. That's what's the Bhumi. Yes, this path, you know. As yesterday we went, the path of accumulation, the path of application, the path of special insight. You know. Then the fourth is the path of meditation. So if you ask when the path of meditation starts, it's from the second Bhumi. From the second Bhumi, then the path of meditation starts. Okay. Second to 10th occurs during the part of meditation and are ways of familiarizing oneself with the suchness that was realized in the first Bhumi. Yesterday we went kind of roughly about that, you see. What you have realized, the totalness of emptiness within the equipoise state of the mind, selfless nature, all-pervading emptiness. So now this you realize, but you are not perfected. Now to perfect this realization, then you have to go through the second Bhumi. Second Bhumi. Second Bhumi to the 10th Bhumi. You are practicing. Get used to it. Familiarize at any time. Because the habit is not easy to get it off. As we know, the habit, deeply rooted, the habits, like the I, intellectually, as now you know, it's not there, but practically still there. If somebody says something bad about you, immediately there's reaction. Oh, I don't like that. There's a pain. No? No, way back some years ago, a very good friend, so we tease each other. And then we're talking about Dharma practice. And I said, you have to practice persistently, otherwise your practice not going well. And then he said, oh, it gives me pain in my heart. I don't like to hear this no, not so good words, So like that, anyway, from the second Bhumi, third, fourth, through the 10th, is all the way to purify all the habit, one after another, reduce the strength of the habit. Familiarizing oneself with the suchness, the all-pervading nature of the emptiness. It's called the basic, realizing the basic goodness, that was realized in the first Bhumi. Okay. Now, these Bodhisattva Bhumis should be understood in general and in particular. Now, Gampopa made it. He has two topics. First, general, and then in particular, one by one. First, the general explanation has three topics to explain about that. So we will go through this, because other rest, then we don't have to go all the details. First is the definition of Bhumis, and then second is their significance, and the reason, the third, the reason that classification is tenfold. Now, first definition, the definition of the Bhumi is wisdom awareness. This wisdom awareness is not every wisdom. This wisdom, the wisdom which have realized the emptiness. Directly realize the emptiness. That wisdom. Supported by absorption. Supported by absorption means supported by the karma abiding, samadhi, meditative concentration, that by which the continuous mental stream of the practitioner directly realize the selfless of all phenomena. You see, so you think this continuous means from the what you have realized in the first bhumi. From there, from the second bhumi to the 10th bhumi, continuously you practice this. So that practice is done within this truth, as yesterday mentioned, and here mentioned, the wisdom, awareness, the special insight, which is supported by the absorption, the samadhi, meditative concentration, or karma abiding, or karma abide. By synchronizing this true wisdom, awareness, and samadhi, and maintaining this, then that is the direct method to purify all the habit of the samsara, and then revealing our Buddha nature directly, or becomes closer and closer to this. So that's the definition of the bhumi, Carl. Now, definition of the ground. If you ask, what's the definition of the ground? So this is the definition of the ground. So please reflect on this. Yeah. So that's why every day, every time, it's very crucial to have some meditations in the morning, daytime, in the evening, even shamatha is also very helpful. If you have special insight, of course, much better. So like this, doing this practice all the time, get used to it. When you do these things, first, just reflect. All the phenomena are impermanent. Everything is just a manifestation. Make that, and then when you make that and understood that, made the foundation for your meditation practice, and then you sit down and take a deep breath, and then start this practice. So you are familiarizing step by step. Okay, so that's the first definition of the bhumi, what bhumi is about. Now, second, their significance. What's the significance of the bhumi? Why you call bhumi? The significance of the bhumis, they are called bhumi, ground, foundation, say, because each is a foundation. So each bhumi, from first, second, third, towards to the up to the 10th Buddhahood, is a foundation for its respective good qualities. So means it's a foundation to give rise to good qualities. Bodhisattvas, if you have studied the this Madhyamika Avatara, they are also mentioned. Every bhumi has the level of the qualities, good qualities increases, So that is the bhumis are the foundation to manifest all these good qualities. More samadhi you have, more meditative concentration with the emptiness, wisdom, awareness, the greater quality will manifest. So that's why it's called, it's the foundation for all the good qualities to give rise. The respective good qualities. Also, because each becomes a basis, foundation to go further, means the first becomes basis, or second becomes basis to go to the next. Let's say when you are in first grade, the first grade in that year, in the first grade, you study, and all the qualities you achieve on the basis of the first grade. Then that first grade, it becomes the foundation to go to the next, second grade, third grade, like this, from elementary school to the high school, from the high school then to the college. So it's that like that. See, so all because each becomes a basis, each bhumi ground becomes a basis to further, to go further, to progress, one after another. See, similarly for the significance of the bhumis. Now next, that's significant. Now similes, this will give you some understanding, making some more clarification through the simile or through the example. See, because the bhumis then, because premortal wisdom awareness is contained within them, within that bhumi. When you have that foundation of meditation, supported, the wisdom supported by the observation, then that contains your wisdom awareness. And its qualities, are enjoyed there. So that all the qualities are enjoyed in that foundation, in that state. That's what's called bhumi. Significance of bhumi. Bhumis are said to be like a corral for cattle. So the ground, when there's cattle, they have a good farm, then they enjoy the grass, relax, no any other harms. They are well protected. Like that, Bodhisattvas who achieved, for example, who achieved the second bhumi, then that Bodhisattvas enjoyed what they have realized. And no other disturbances. That's what's called bhumi. Then the second simile, the metaphor is because premortal wisdom awareness advances there. At that foundation, you practice more, maintain the mind there, develop the strength of mind, and progress. See, all the qualities of progress at that state. See, it becomes the foundation to progress the Dharma practitioner. See, the bhumis are said to be like a horse race. The horse race, then the horses are just race. They are running forward in such a ground. That's called horse race ground. So like that, the Bodhisattvas, they progress from first bhumi to second to third to fourth, all the way to the Buddhahood. And then third, because premortal wisdom awareness is the basis for the birth of all the good qualities, that foundation, each bhumi becomes a very good foundation to manifest all the excellent qualities. So the bhumis are said to be like a field. When you have a beautiful field, then there you can grow, like say rice, corn, or like apple tree, mango tree. So all the good qualities can manifest within that state of the bhumi. wherever you are. So this gives us such a clear picture what means the Bhumi, where are they now signifies all this. So get this very important to get this good idea understanding. See, first you see what it means the Bhumi, what means Bhumis. You see, definition of Bhumis, you see. The Bhumis is wisdom awareness. Is wisdom awareness supported by the karma abiding, samadhi, in the continuous mental stream, means Bodhisattvas from first Bhumi to the 10th Bhumi to the Buddhahood. The Bodhisattvas who are training on the path, they have the realization of the emptiness, selflessness, with the support of the meditative concentration or the shamatha. Then the significance of Bodhisattva, significance of the Bhumis, Bodhisattvas now who have actualized these Bhumis. Then you see, as mentioned here now, it's become the foundation first to maintain the qualities that you have realized. And then that Bhumi becomes the foundation to progress path towards the enlightenment. Same as I mentioned, first you go to kindergarten, you study whatever you need there, then go to the elementary school. So elementary school becomes the foundation to study all the required in that grade, and then go to the next higher school, and higher school becomes the foundation to study all there, the syllable, all the need to study, and that becomes a foundation to the higher college. No, then you go to the university step by step. So same thing like that here. No, so we get good idea understanding that. See. So first, get this good understanding about the practice of this. Why it's called Bhumi, the ground. So it's, as always I mentioned, it's not just a religious training. It's the way how to free from the cause of suffering. And it's a way how to get together, bring together all the qualities for the enlightenment. Otherwise, let's say, our going to school, college, university also becomes it's a religious, it's a religious practice. Now the third, the reason their classification is tenfold, where it is why it divided into 10 Bhumis. You have heard of this 10 Bodhisattvas Bhumi, or just here divided into 13 beginners, and then devoted activities, and then 10 Bodhisattvas Bhumi, and the Buddhahood, where this all classified, or made a division. Yes. The reason their classification or the division is tenfold. They are classified, made a division into 10 due to the different training required for each. See, there's 10 different way of training step by step, progressively. That's why they made a 10 division. So this is also very important. Because as a meditative state of emptiness, what you have realized in the first Bhumi, that emptiness is the same as the emptiness the Bodhisattva who is in the 10th Bhumi. As emptiness, no different. But made into 10 different because the training what required for the progressive to achieve the different qualities. In the particular explanation, there are 9 topics for each Bhumis. Then, particularly, there's now the 10 Bhumis. In the 10 Bhumi, each individual has just 9 topics that focus and practice. Its first distinctive name has its own distinctive name. Since we don't have to read all this name of the Bhumi, maybe I'll read the names of the Bhumi. First, you understood the great joy, which will explain, which I think I need to read that one. And then the second one is called stainless. In your morality, there's no stain. Pure moral ethics. And then the third is called radiant. The third Bhumi is called radiant. The meditation of that Bodhisattva, minds become more clear. And then the fourth is called luminous. That radiant becomes more obvious, called luminous is fourth. The fifth is, there's mentioned very difficult train, but I think maybe no need to very difficult training. The difficult in Tibetan, Jang Kawa. Jang is a training. Jang Kawa, difficult training. That means, as we have discussed, our mental afflictions are not easy. Even Bodhisattvas also facing difficulties, So the Bodhisattvas on the 5th Bhumi, to purify one's own mental afflictions, difficult, but they can do. So that difficulties can overcome through this practice. And difficult to help others, other people also, the samsara. You try all the best to give Dhamma teachings, and they say, no, I don't like your teachings. So to help others, not easy, it's difficult. Still you help. That's called difficult training. The 5th one. The 6th one is called obvious transcendent, mentioned here. So here, obviously transcendent realization. Maybe it's good, I think that. Obviously transcendent realization. Your practice becomes more protective. See, like say, the 12, the 12 interdependent link. Here, Bodhisattvas, the wisdom becomes so clear, obvious. You understand the 12 interdependent link. What's the cause of the samsara through the 12 interdependent link? And then how to overcome, how to reverse this 12 interdependent link. Once you uproot ignorance, all the rest becomes of it. It happens to dislink, so that Bodhisattva has such a greater wisdom awareness. It's called obviously transcendent experience. After this, the realization of the selflessness, realization of the emptiness is shared with the Sharavakas, Patik Buddha, and Bodhisattvas. Of course, not the Buddhist bodhicitta, not the Sharavakas and Patik Buddha, they don't have bodhicitta, but their wisdom awareness is very advanced. So it's a very close, clear, shared sense. Then, because of that, seventh, gone far, means now go far from the Sharavaka and Patiputta's realization that Bodhisattva has greater strength of the meditation practice. The what's called the post-meditation, the meditation itself simultaneously can practice, which Sharavaka and Patiputta cannot do. So it's called gone afar, means gone far from the realization of the Sharavaka and Patiputta. And that it means that more advanced, that Bodhisattva is more advanced. And then number 8 is immovable. Means now these different thoughts, conceptual thoughts, non-conceptual thoughts, cannot move the meditation of that Bodhisattva. The Bodhisattva is so, the mind is so stabilized, such as strongly stabilized, none of other thoughts can disturb the mind. It's the 8th Bhumi, it's called immovable. So in that, this is. So in that, Bodhisattva has this such great realization. It's called mastery in that 8th Bhumi Bodhisattva. Unlike below 7, 6, mastery over non-discriminative thoughts. See, the Bodhisattvas who are 5th, 6th, 7th, even though they have such great realization of the non-discursive thought, but still pretty shaky. But Bodhisattva who is at 8th Bhumi, then the mastery over the non-discriminated thought is so powerful. And then the pure Buddha fields, from their Bodhisattvas, from 8th Bhumi, then they are choosing the Buddha field when they become Buddha. So they are starting purifying all, the whole universe. They are going to reborn or enlightened, say, that's a Buddha. Then next is 9th Bhumi is called good discriminating wisdom, means has such a gift of the wisdom, far better than the 7th or 8th Bhumi Bodhisattva. So these Bodhisattvas who are the 9th Bhumi, they can communicate with the animals, as like Milarepa did. He was communicating with the dog, with the deer, like Lord Chikto Sungun, he was communicating with the vulture, horse, and they can give instructions to these animals in the meditation, you see. So they have such great ability, wisdom, understanding all the different languages, all the Buddha's teachings that Buddha taught. They have such a clear understanding, each and of all this meaning, and they have such a courage or confidence, we should say, such a confidence to explain the Dharma teachings. That's called good discriminating wisdom. During that time, from this mastery, they have primordial wisdom, the mastery overall, primordial wisdom. So wisdom is more accomplished, more established. Then the 10th is called cloud of Dharma. Now, sometimes we have a clouded mind. It's not that, So my mind is clouded, means unclear, It's not that the one here. What here is as the cloud pervades entire space, like that, the Bodhisattvas whose mind is totally the cloud of samadhi. All the mind is occupied by the samadhi, not other thoughts. All like from the cloud, rain falls, and it moistens the ground and grow all the crops. Like that Bodhisattva give teachings to all sentient beings. Like the cloud, rain, caused the rain, that Bodhisattva from that meditative state gives the teaching to all sentient beings. In that state, from this mastery, the mastery over karma, means to understand all the distinctive causality as other dimension. To understand all the causality is more difficult than to realize emptiness. So within the emptiness, you purify all the obscurations. The adventitious obscurations are fully purified. And then that the wisdom becomes so precise, then can see all the causality of the samsara and nirvana. So that Bodhisattva who's in the 10th bhumi have that kind of ability. So these are the, I just described the name of the 10 bhumis. So just please get that. Then the second is its distinctive significance of each has this distinctive significance and distinctive training. Each part has their own training. It's distinctive practice means practice of like the 10 parameters. In the first bhumi, we have the generosity, and the second bhumi, morality, moral ethics. Third, we have this patience. Fourth, perseverance. Fifth, meditative concentration. Sixth, wisdom awareness. And the seventh is called skillful means. Skillful means then the eighth is called aspiration, means you are bodhicitta, now fully maturing, and then your aspiration prayers become very powerful, strong. That's called aspiring. And the 9 is called the power, ability, that Bodhisattva has such great wisdom, awareness, as I mentioned. And the 10th is called Yishi, top. It's called Yishi, primordial wisdom, means all the mental affliction that we have They are nothing but natural wisdom. So these have, even though each Bhumi have to train all, but within this, then that one of those are there put more emphasis on this practice, distinctive purification, and its distinctive realization, realizing, and its distinctive abandonment, and distinctive birth. They're born in the universe, then so which country, places they're reborn, and distinctive ability. Okay, so these, because of these 9 topics, then these 10 bhumis are explained step by step. Okay. Now from this, if I read the first one, first bhumi, that one, then next we don't have to read, First bhumi was called, distinctive name is great joy. Why it is called distinctive significant? Now next you see, that's significant. This bhumi is called great joy because those who achieve it, the first bhumi, achieve it, experience great joy. That Bodhisattva now experiencing such great joy, happy, joy by coming closer to enlightenment. Now that Bodhisattva say, I'm now crossed the border of the samsara. I'm very closer to Buddhahood. Oh, what a great, feeling of such great joy, confidence there. And benefiting sentient beings. Bodhisattvas are yearning to help sentient beings, but we don't have ability. If I try to help, they'll say, no, I don't need your help. I can do myself, So we're lacking a lot of opportunity because the lack of the qualities. But that Bodhisattva who achieved the first bhumi has the great meditative concentration, and the wisdom awareness. By these two, then they have the clairvoyance, and they have such great opportunity to help others. So that's what that gives this Bodhisattva great joy. So there are 2 significance. You see, first, the joy, it is called joy because close to Buddhahood. Second is it's called joy. It gives a great joy to how to help other sentient beings. Okay. Sentient beings, the ornament of Mahayana Sutra says, being close to enlightenment and seeing the benefit for all sentient beings, one achieves great joy. That Bodhisattva experience great joy. Therefore, it is called great joy. This each has a significance, the name. Then the third one, distinctive training. One master this bhumi by training in the subject, in the 10th also, in the 10 subjects, such as pure motivation towards all beings. Mind need to train more and more to help other sentient beings, all beings, and so forth. The ornament of clear realization, this means Samaya Alankara, says, one attains the first bhumi by fully training at the 10 strength and so forth. The first is, this all now, the 10 so forth is all listed here in the footnote. So please look there, you can find all this. chapter. You can see here 8 training. Sorry, here. It's the first. Directly understanding the action of the sentient being's mind. Oh yes, you see, the 8th training, the first one, directly understanding the action of the other sentient beings. Compassion through the clairvoyance of miracle power in all worlds. I think this one could not. Establishing the good and the pure Buddha felt. Because of the
Page 448.
Yeah. And because of the having full investigated all phenomena, gathering great accumulation by attending Buddha, measuring sentient beings through the directly understanding the trainings, different faculties, fully purifying the Buddha felt by mastering the pure realm, seeing all phenomena as illusory by mastering non-conceptual thought, willingly taking the rebirth in samsara by mastering rebirth. Okay. So this, you can see this all the listed there, because in the book itself, in Jewel Ornament of Liberation, like this quotation is just mentioned there, not the all, not listed all. Now this 20 training, one masters this booming by training in the 10 subjects, such as I read. One attains the first booming by fully training in the 10 subjects or so forth. Yes. Let me see. Here, you see, I misread that. Here we have page 448, chapter 19, the 10 Bodhisattvas Bhumis. The 10 subjects are here: pure motivation, free from all deceitful thoughts towards all sentient beings, purely practicing for the benefit of self and others, and an attitude of equanimity toward all sentient beings, fully giving all belongings without reservation, always properly attending spiritual masters, and seeking the goals of the holy dharma of the 3 vehicles, always disliking or renouncing household life, always wishing to attain the Dharmakaya of the Buddha, the ultimate achievement, always teaching the noble Dharma, protecting others from all fears by speaking the truth. So like that. Oh, now I found. The next, yes, distinctive practice that I have to read. The Bodhisattvas who abide at this bhumi generally practiced all of the 10 paramitas, see, but with the particular emphasis on the practice of generosity. They wish to satisfy all sentient beings. Thus, the 10 Noble Bhumi Sutra says, of the 10 paramitas, they mostly practice generosity at the first Bhumi, but that's not to say that they do not practice the rest. They practice all the 10 paramitas, but particularly focused on the practice of generosity. Then the five distinctive purification, the 10 noble Bhumi Sutra says, those who are at the great joy, the first Bhumi, great joy Bhumis have great sight, means such great wisdom, can see all precisely. Through the power of strong determination, they can see many Buddhas. Yes, they can see many Buddha Nirmanakaya, many hundreds of Buddhas, many thousands of Buddhas. Likewise, they can see many hundreds of thousands of Buddhas. Seeing these Buddhas with a great altruistic thought, they make offerings to this Buddha and reverence them to all this Buddha. Likewise, they respect and give service to all sentient beings. Where they're making offerings to all the Buddhas, at the same time, they become great service to all the sentient beings and the Sangha, service to all Sangha and sentient beings. This root of virtue is dedicated toward enlightenment. They receive teachings from these Buddhas, contemplate the teaching, they contemplate the teaching, hold the teachings, persistently practice the teachings, and then mature sentient beings through the four methods. Through the four methods means using the pleasant word, providing all the necessary things, and giving the Dharma teachings according to the Buddha taught, according to what Buddha taught, and oneself also follows according to the teaching. So this way, the practitioners, they trust the teacher and they follow the Dharma. Thus, for many kalpas, they venerate and follow the Buddha, Dharma, and Sanghas for just now. Eons after eons, they venerate, they take refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, and they become service of Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. One, they're mutual sentient beings. Number two, they're mutual sentient beings. And dedicate the virtue to unsurpassed enlightenment, these three. So please pay attention and keep this in your mind. The Bodhisattva, that take refuge in Buddha Dhamma Sangha and they venerate, respect Buddha Dhamma Sangha. And then they make effort to mutual sentient beings, to help the sentient beings. And then they dedicate. Their dedication is they dedicate all the virtue to attain complete enlightenment. So please keep these three in your mind, because this will repeat all the way until to the 10th Bhumi. And also you see, that's the distinctive practice, the purification. Through these three causes, the root virtue of these Bodhisattvas become very pure. Now their mind becoming very pure, because they only venerate, take refuge, Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. And they only benefit, help the sentient beings. All the virtue they gather together, they dedicate towards the enlightenment. that way the virtue becomes so pure, very pure. Thus it is said, for example, when a craftsman heats gold, it becomes increasingly pure, clarified, and workable. Likewise, the root virtue of a Bodhisattva at the first booming becomes increasingly pure, clarified, and workable. So this will repeat all the way towards the 10th booming, except here this will change. When a craftsman heats gold, so there will find some changes. All the rest same. Then the sixth distinctive realization. Generally, Bodhisattvas in the 10 Bhumis have the same realization. Well, in meditative absorption, they all have the same nature. If explained individually, first, second, third Bhumi, those individually, difference occurs or manifest in the post-meditative state. At the first Bhumi, one realizes the meaning of entering into the all-pervading Dharma Dhatu, Chuji Yin. They follow entering into the Dharma Dhatu. Through that, one achieves the sameness of the oneself and other, realizing everyone is same. No? Within the Dharma Dhatu, there's no one is better than other. All share the same nature. Thus, the discrimination of the middle way and the extreme mentioned. The meaning of the pervading in every way. Now, seventh, distinctive abandonment. At this Bhumi, at the first Bhumi, the great joy, regarding the obscuration of afflicting emotion, all of the 82, here we have in the Jewel Ornament Liberation in Tibetan, we have 82. Actually, we should understand this 112. There's 112 these discursive thoughts or obscurations of the samsara are totally purified. 82 afflicting emotions that are subject to be purified in the path of insight. And insight are purified without remainder. The 112 obscurations are totally purified, no remaining. All that are like the remaining. Regarding the three types of imputed obscuration to the knowledge, kunda, that are like the bark of a tree are removed. At this time, the Bodhisattva is free from the 5 fears, the 5 fears there. The 10 Noble Bhumi Sutra says, now, the Bodhisattva who achieved the first Bhumi, that Bodhisattva is free from the 5 fears. Those are, as soon as one attains the great joy Bhumi, the first Bhumi, one is free of the fear of not making a living. In the world, we have a lot of fears. If I don't have that, what should I do? If I don't have that, what should I do? The Bodhisattvas who achieved the first Bhumi has no fear about that. See, just for example, Milarepa, he stayed in the mountain. There's nothing to eat, but he has no fear. We have a lot of fear of this, health insurance. If I don't have money to cover this health insurance, what if I get sick? What should I do? If I don't have car insurance, how should I drive my car? And then if I don't have this food, what should I eat tomorrow? Breakfast, lunch? We're all trapped in the fear. So Bodhisattva was the 10th Bhumi, no 10th, sorry, first Bhumi. There's no fear for the living. See? Then, just one. Then second, the fear of not getting praise. We are always fishing for praise, If somebody praise me, if somebody will say some good things about me, if somebody says bad things about me, I have a lot of fear. What should I do? We try to protect that, So that Bodhisattva who achieved the first Bhumi, no matter what others says, there's no fear. If somebody calls that Bodhisattva, you're a devil, I say, okay, if I'm a devil, that's okay. This one, No. The fear of death. We have a lot of fear of death, isn't it? If I die today, what should I do? The Bodhisattva who achieved the first Bhumi have no fear of death. If I die today, let me die today. There's in Tonglen, mind training, we have this prayer, they say, if I die today, let me die today, So like this training, practicing this. Yeah. Then the fear of rebirth in Lawrence. And then those who know next life, those who accept there's a next life, then we have a lot of fear. If I'm born as an animal, what should I do? If I'm born in the hungry ghost, awful, If I'm born in the hell realm, then it's worse. So then there's a lot of fear about this. That Bodhisattva, even if I'm born in the hell realm, it's okay. Because I have realized the emptiness. In this, regarding this, some scholars say that Bodhisattva who born in the first Bhumi will not born in the lower realms, they say. Because it's said here, no, that's not so accurate. Bodhisattva can born in any life, but that Bodhisattva has no fear because the realization of the emptiness and the realization bodhicitta. When you have such great bodhicitta, doesn't matter where you are born. When you have the realization of the emptiness, doesn't matter where you are born. There's no fear. So this one, very important. And the last one, and stage frightened in the large gathering. When you see thousands of people in the gathering, and if you have to give a talk, speech, then people are so afraid. The Bodhisattva has no fear. So this, I think there's truth. I think there's one, when you practice that, these great politicians, they give talk everywhere you go, now say hundreds, thousands, over 1,000, 100,000, because they're so got used to giving the speech, talk, they have no fear. But generally, people who are not used to that, when there's a big gathering and getting up there on the stage and to give talk, it's a little bit intimidating, So that Bodhisattva has doesn't have that intimidation, fearlessness. So please keep these 5 in your mind. What are those fearlessness that Bodhisattva who achieved the first Bhumi have these qualities? Then distinctive birth, a Bodhisattva who abides at this Bhumi, first Bhumi, will usually become a monarch over Jambudvipa. So usually has a karma to be born as the monarch, a king of the Jambudvipa, and will dispel the obscuration of miserliness in all sentient beings. That Bodhisattva performs the teaching how to purify our attachment. All things we should, that Bodhisattvas, to give Dharma teaching, we have to share everyone whatever one has. Purify all your attachment, miserliness. Open your heart. Sentient beings. The precious jewel garland says, Nagarjuna, through this spiritual maturity, he or she will become the monarch over Jambudvipa. This is a general, Distinctive birth is taught here in a very general way. For others' benefit, means the Bodhisattva who is in the first Bhumi, for others' benefit, and that Bodhisattva can manifest in different way according to the needs of the trainings. That Bodhisattvas can reborn in any other life wherever there's need to help other sentient beings. As in the Buddha's life story, you say Jakarta, in the Buddha's life story, Buddha was born as sometimes born as a like animal, like monkey, or bear, or rhino. There's many different ways Buddha was born to help other sentient beings, not only human being. And the distinctive ability, the 10 Noble Bhumi Sutra says, now here, a Bodhisattva who abides at the Bhumi of great joy makes great exertion for his or her aspiration. Now Bodhisattva who attend the first Bhumi, then I can continue making effort, purification, meditation, especially meditation, renouncing samsara. Okay, that. For his aspiration. If he or she is renounced, means then renounce as a king, then renounce as a king and ordained, monks or nuns, ordained. Then in one moment, after having all those done, during all those training is done, then that Bodhisattva who is the first Bhumi, that one. And in one moment, he or she can enter into 100 different types of absorption. See, samadhi, so samadhi, absorption. And see 100 Buddhas at one time, too, and be perfectly aware of their blessings, the Buddha's blessing that they are receiving. Third, he or she can move 100 world system through the samadhi power, can move the world. 4, proceed to 100 different Buddha films. 5, they can visit, at one time, they can visit 100 Buddha films. Manifest 100 different worlds. The processor, proceed first, and then 100 different Buddha films. 6, I think. And meet 100 different sentient beings. 6, 7, I think. He or she can abide for 100 kalpas, can live for 100 kalpa. That Bodhisattva. 8 or something. And see the 100 precious kalpas, 10, I think, 9 or 10. Previous, can see 100 kalpas previous life. And then can see the future 100 kalpas. The future, can see the future 100 kalpas. Can he or she can open 100 doors of Dharma teachings at one time with 100 people, 100 training session beings. They can give Dharma teachings on 100, and manifest 100 manifestation bodies, can manifest the body 100 different at one time. Bodies, each with an entourage, the entourage of the 100 Bodhisattvas, can manifest also 100 Bodhisattvas entourage. So these are 12. So you should please count. There's 12 of these. So first Bhumi has this 1200. Then multiplies the second Bhumi 12,000. And then like that 12,000. So these all about the first Bhumi. Now you got some kind of understanding what first Bhumi is about. Once you know about this first Bhumi, then all the rest are very similar. I don't have to read. Please, you read. And as mentioned, I mentioned all the names of these 10 Bhumis, step by step, So I don't have to read all these. So look at now, page 277. Okay, Buddhahood. Let us go there.
John had a question. It says, do all bodhisattvas transcend time or require dwelling at a stage?
Duality.
Dwelling at a time or a stage or level.
Transcend time?
Maybe, John, you want to say the question?
Yeah, maybe speak to me.
Yeah. Where are you? Wait.
Yeah, talk to me.
Sorry, Rinpoche, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Sorry, interrupt. I'm just wondering, is the Bodhisattva still controlled by time? Or breakthrough transcend time, beyond time?
What's time?
Yeah, time as we normally understand the concept, TIME.
Yes. Yeah, TIME, yeah, time, yeah.
Yeah, so as we understand, normally I'm controlled by time, you see.
Yes.
But of course, in certain meditation, I find some peace lah. So but that is very temporary. So do bodhisattvas at a certain level transcend time? Is it move beyond time?
See, this all depends, you know. What is time? First, you understand. There's a past, present, future, and then the fourth time. What's the fourth time?
Oh, sorry, I'm not sure.
Time, past, present, future. There are 3 times, you know. Then what is the fourth one?
I try to live in the present moment, but it's very difficult, Rinpoche.
Something. The fourth. What is the fourth one?
I don't know, Rinpoche.
Yeah, see, that's what is the fourth one is a time you have all the ability to comprehend all the 3 times.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so Bodhisattvas towards that direction.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's very interesting. See.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay. So you just follow the practice.
Okay.
So now as a K, Buddhahood. Buddhahood is the Bhumika, the path of perfection. Now the last one. From the 13 Bhumi, the last one is the path of perfection. That's the Buddhahood. Okay. All the obscurations of afflicting emotion, which are subject to purification on the path of meditation, and the imputed obscuration of knowledge, which are like the sap of a tree, are fully purified at one time when the virtual-like observation is generated. As yesterday in the fifth part, and the fifth part, the path of perfection, as described, you see, when you have a virtual-like meditative absorption, all mental obscurations, the obscurations of the afflictive emotions, the obscuration of the knowledge, you know, everything without exception, totally purified. No any obscurations left, then, because you through this vajra-like meditative concentration, you become the Buddha. So this is what it's saying here now. As yesterday described very nicely, you know. Thus, all these bhumis are completed in the 3 limitless kalpa. This is according to the Sutrayana. Sutrayana also according to the Buddha Shakyamuni, because we are studying, practicing the Buddha Shakyamuni's teaching. The Bodhisattva Bhumis says, these are all accomplished in 3 limitless kalpa. Accomplished in the 3 limitless kalpa means what? All the obscurations are fully purified, and that's one accomplishment. All the excellent qualities need to be achieved and have achieved. So another accomplishment. So accomplishment of the purification and accomplishment of the perfection of the wisdom are fully done within these 3 limitless kalpa. During the first limitless kalpa, one attains the great joy, bhumi, fully passing through the aspiration and action. The first limitless kalpa, starting from the first bhumi of the ordinary, or the path of accumulation, and then second, the path of application. During that is you practice for one limitless kalpa until you achieve the first bhumi. See, this is attained through the persistent effort. You see, during this true path or true bhumis, one must be practiced persistently, not resting, no, persistent effort. Otherwise, if one is not persistent, one cannot achieve this bhumi, the first bhumi. You cannot achieve during the path of accumulation. If sadhanas, then sometimes you go to the retreat, do some practice, sometimes you go away, for vacation, all these things, then you cannot achieve, So you have to be very persistent. During the second limitless kalpa, one attains the 8th bhumi by passing the 7th bhumi. See, the second limitless kalpa you achieve. You achieved from second bhumi to the 8th bhumi. During that time, all the requirement of the purifications and achieve the qualities. Gone afar, the 7th bhumi, gone afar from the first bhumi, the great joy, so that in the second limitless kalpa, from first bhumi to the 7th, you fully accomplished that second limitless kalpa. This is definite because the purely motivated bodhisattvas will definitely make the effort. So the bodhisattva who achieved the first bhumi, then that bodhisattva towards the second, third, up to the 7th will make persistent effort. There will be no any changing, because the bodhisattva is mature the mind powerfully, will be definite to make the effort. Then let's make effort. During the third limitless kalpa, one attains the 10th bhumi, a cloud of dharma, passing through the 8th and 9th bhumis. So the third limitless kalpa, passing through the 8th bhumi, immovable, the good discriminating wisdom, and then the cloud of the dharma, these 3 bhumi will complete in this third limitless kalpa. Those with extraordinary perseverance can compress this into one antakalpa, and some even into a mahakalpa. But mahakalpa, one should understand that it cannot be compressed into one limitless kalpa. So a great bodhisattva who has such a strong, courage, skillful, wisdom, compassion, then now they can jump. Like in the school, we have that, There's some students are so highly gifted, they get the double, They jump from the second grade to the third, fourth, like that. We have that, Same thing here. The great bodhisattvas, they can pass, So you see, the antakalpas, like say, the half of the kappa, the aeons, or quarter aeons that can jump because they are such a great power, ability, purifying all the obscurations. But we should know, said here, you cannot cross the one limitless kappa. You cannot jump from second, or should say, you cannot jump from the high school to the university. But there is, in the Konchik, there's saying, within in Sutra, one individual can achieve 8 bhumi, 10 bhumi in one lifetime. There's a lot of stories there. If you read the Konchik, So like that. So it's all individuals' effort, interest, dedication. So Dharma practice is all, it depends on the individual. See? Of course, it's all interdependent. We need such a great teacher. As like you see, Milarepa, who he met Marpa. He met before other teachers, So other teachers said, maybe I cannot help you. You should go to see Marpa. So then Milarepa was interested meeting Marpa. And having met Marpa, and then Marpa gave him all this opportunity, and Milarepa went through all this. No inner reservations, no argument, just went through, risking his whole life. So because of Marpa has all the ability, qualities, gave him all the chance. And Milarepa took advantage of that, and Milarepa attained enlightenment in single lifetime, Buddhahood, So like that, we should understand all those teachings here. Generally, it's mentioned the 3 limitless kalpa, or sometimes you can find 30 limitless kalpa, 36 limitless kalpa. There's varieties of different they're mentioned. But individual level, one can practice whatever, is possible. Everything is possible. Even in the sutra, system, would combine with the Vajrayana, of course, then it makes much more kind of flexible, greater opportunity there. So these are the 10 bhumis, or say 13 bhumis. First 2 ordinary people, or within the samsara, and then the 10 bhumis beyond samsara in the Bodhisattva's level, from first to the 10. And then the last bhumi is the Buddhahood, the bhumi of the perfection. So we roughly covered this jewel ornament of liberation. So first take a deep breath. Inhale fully. And exhale all our stress. Maybe I'm sure you are a little stressed. There's so much information.
I have a question, Kenchala.
Yes.
Can I make a question?
Yes.
Okay. How do we know in what bhumi we are? Can someone tell us in what bhumi we are?
Yes. Usually I say, when we don't know where bhumi we are, perhaps we have not achieved the bhumi. No. Because when you go to all the grades, you know where your grades are. First, second, third, elementary school, and the high school, you know those. When you are not there, so you don't know. Yeah, first, usually I say these things, we first just start our Dhamma study, practice. That's more important. Then, say where how you can tell if we're there or not there. I think these are also practical. See, the practical is application. Apply or study, practice. Once you apply all the path, apply all the practices into the path, then you know where you are. First yesterday we went through 4 mindfulness. You see, 4 mindfulnesses: mindfulness of the body, mindfulness of the feeling, mindfulness of the mind, mindfulness of the phenomena. You go through this. Where are you? How you feel? You start from there. See.
Yes.
Okay. Then you know where you are. Then how much you are purifying. The second, you see the 4 abandonments, all the negativities that we have been following. Stop there. Stop those repeating. And then what is stopped? Not manifest again. And then you follow the virtuous path and increase those things. And then you see how much shamatha you have. Well, Gampopa, even before meeting Milarepa, he has a shamatha. For days, he no need to eat food. Totally just observed in the observation state. Totally calm abiding shamatas. So when he met Milarepa, Gampopa said, I have this experience of the shamatha. Milarepa said, now you must practice my tumu. So then Gampopa started tumu practice, which Milarepa has shown. He realized tumu within a one week because it's powerful shamatha. So Gampopa was very in his practice meditation, the shamatha was so powerful. So the tumu becomes so powerful in his practice. So like that, so first you see how much shamatha I have. Before first Bhumi, okay? before first Bhumi, how much shamatha I have. Once you have shamatha, then how much of my insight, special insight within that. So first look at those things.
Welcome back to the January 6th hearings.
Okay.
Steve and Melissa have a question.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
Hello, Kenshin. My question, the Bhumis, you should practice them chronologically, right? From 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the way they're designed, so you can't skip from 1 to 6 or something like that.
What do you mean 1 to 5?
1 to 10.
I didn't get your question.
So they're meant to be practiced chronologically, right? First you do the first one, then you do the second one, then you do the third one. You can't go from number 1 to number 6 and then back to number 2.
Yes. If you can go from 1 to 6, then you pass to 2, 3, 4, 5.
Well, the final thing you read, it was all over the place too. It said in the first kalpa, you go 1 and then you go to 7 and 8. And then the second kalpa, were the limitless. The second kalpa, one attains the 8th bhumi by passing the 7th. So as far as the numbers go, it doesn't really make sense to me.
No, this is a bhumi, bhumi from first bhumi to 10th bhumi. Okay. And then generally, just in a general idea, from first bhumi to 7th bhumi, first limitless kalpa, first limitless eon. Then from 8th, sorry. Second limitless kalpa, second limitless kalpa. Then from 8th to 10th, the third limitless kalpa. Okay. So now, if one who has such great intrinsic ability, courage, then not necessarily will take a limitless kalpa, because it can comprise, like say antakaba, like 1/3, 1/4, quarter of this limitless kalpa, and it won't take a limitless kalpa. So purifies. When one has such a great, strong, meditative state, there are some stories. Bodhisattvas who attained the first bhumi, at that time, that Bodhisattva has such great mental capacity, realizing all the mental afflictions are nothing but wisdom. When one has that capacity to capture that meaning, from first bhumi can jump to the 8th bhumi, means you went through step, but immediately or step by step, but very fast, you went to the 8th bhumi. Others takes much longer. So there's varieties.
You have to practice them chronologically.
Yeah. What that mean?
From 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that way.
You cross.
One after the other.
Yes,
like two, and then 3. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Marty has a question.
Yeah, okay, Marty, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, have to unmute, Marty.
I can hear.
Okay, I think I'm unmuted. Once a bodhisattva has achieved the first bhumi, when they die, do they carry forward their realizations, and do they remember that in their next reincarnation, even if they're born in other realms?
I think this is so much, yes, so much so, because that Bodhisattva has such a great clarity in the mind, and all the gross obscurations subside, purified. So that Bodhisattva has a capacity to die consciously, and reborn consciously. As mentioned here, generally that Bodhisattva will reborn as the monarch of the Jambudeva. But for the sentient beings, they can be reborn in any, whatever they need. So it's unlike us. We go sleep unconsciously and get up unconsciously. That Bodhisattva go to sleep consciously, sleep in the consciously, and get up consciously,
Yeah. Okay, thank you. So as we live, we die.
Yes. So this all are just manifestation then,
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Konchok Meitok.
Yeah, what? Kujameto has the question.
Yes, hello, Rinpoche. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, I would like to, I am wondering, on page 449, the
Uh-huh.
6 afflicting emotions that are to be abandoned on the path of meditation are listed. In the first one, I have a question about, it says to be abandoned is the view of the transitory aggregates. So I'm wondering what does the view of the transitory aggregates refer to?
Transitory aggregate, this is our body.
Oh,
The body we have,
okay.
the skanda we have is called transitory skanda because it's just
Oh.
duche. No, duche in Tibetan, duche is,
Okay.
You understand?
Yes, thank you. Yes,
Yeah,
thank
yeah.
you very much.
Okay, wonderful.
Okay, we have one more question, I think. Shalila, is that right?
Yes, Shalia.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
I just have a question about what is the relationship between the 3 realms and the 6 realms that are referred to? I know.
Oh, mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. First of all, I'm very happy to see you. And
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to see you too, Kempo.
yeah, she's a daughter of our very wonderful mother, you know, in the 80s.
Mm.
Now she's second generation, born in the
Yay.
Dharma, you know. So I'm so happy, you know.
Oh, my
But,
wonderful.
yeah, that you see, there are 3 dhatus or 3 realms: desire realm, form realm, formless realm. And the six realms are within in the desire world. That's the hell realm, Holy Ghost, animal, the 3 lower realms, and human beings, demigod, and God realms, the desire God realms. All these 6 are within in the desire realm, Kama Dhatu. Okay. And then the form realm, formless realm, they are included in the God realm. So it's so they're included in the God realm. So there's not out of these 6 realms.
Okay.
Have you understood?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, and thank you to my mother for
Yeah. She was such a,
the Dharma.
yeah, just such a great person, you know.
Yes, thank you, Kempo. Thank you for keeping her in your heart.
Yeah. During those times, I was called Kempo. Now cancel. Any questions now? Okay, now, now we have left 3 chapters. Buddhahood, true. Buddhahood, 19, 20, 21. Yes, Buddhahood and Buddha's activities. So now we are left 2 chapters. So I'm so happy up to now, without any obstacles. We went through step by step. As we see, we couldn't go all the details if we go very detailed, it will take about a year, I think. No, so far, I hope you got some glimpse of the jewel ornament of liberation. And you and I hope you got all the steps how we take. See, first, Buddha nature as a primary cause, the capital, what we have. Now to capitalize the capital we have, the primary cause. Now we need all those conditions. First, we have to have a precious human life as a working basis. When we have precious human life, it's a very important condition. From the 6 realms, then that's one important condition. Then next, the contributory cause, spiritual master. We need a good spiritual master, not necessarily high titles, not necessarily who sits in the high throne, but who has all the qualities, what is needed. The spiritual master as a contributory cause. Now, that is also not enough. Now we need instruction, teaching how to introduce that we can understand what samsara is about, what is enlightenment is about. So the spiritual master gives the instruction, what is important, what kind of we went wrong in the samsara, why we're in the samsara. So as you see, we're attached to this life, we're attached to the samsara, we're attached to ourself, peace, happiness. So to purify this confusion, so the instruction is, you see, impermanence of all composite phenomena. And within the 6 realms, all the sentient beings are suffering, one or another way. It can be a suffering of condition. Then we're so attached to ourselves, our own peace and happiness. So to this, see the teachings as you see in permanence and the suffering of samsara and its causality, suffering and karma, of course. And to purify our own selfish reason, practice of loving kindness, compassion. Even though we may have all these conditions, but still we are not free from samsara. We don't know what Buddhahood is about. So then the fourth, say for the impediment for the enlightenment Buddhahood. So then bodhicitta, you see, just reflect on this. Bodhicitta is the consummate path towards the enlightenment. Now in that you see there are 12 topics described so carefully, precisely. So we have to pay attention all these 12 topics. See, we shouldn't say, I like this more, I don't like this way, but we have to understand all the 12 topics. They're designed so carefully, Gampopa, step by step, you see, step by step, step by step. Everything's designed there. We don't have to make anything new. Some people, they say, I need a special training, where should I go? Training is in this book, all the designed. You just need to sit down, open the book and relax. Then you see, then after that, say, practice of this aspiration bodhicitta, there's 5 training. Look at the 5 training. not give up the sentient beings, no, any sentient beings. Then repeatedly training the bodhicitta. See? And then she's mentioned, you see, how to accumulate the two, it's called how to gather, I should say, how to gather the two accumulations, the accumulation of merit, accumulation of wisdom. See, look at this, so beautifully designed. Then just repeat the beneficial effects of bodhicitta. See, these three, and then fourth, not giving up sentient beings, and repeating, reminding bodhicitta, and then reminding the importance of bodhicitta, and then gathering two accumulations, and the benefit of bodhicitta, yes, benefit of the bodhicittas, and then the last one is avoiding 4 unwholesome deeds and gathering 4 wholesome deeds. So look at this, remind this. Without book, you should have this understanding in the mind, so we can have that practice in our daily life. Then after that, action bodhicitta practice, you see there's an abbreviated one and then more detailed. So in the detailed one, practice of generosity. In the generosity, also very beautifully explained. What are those? What are those? Not to give weapons, poisons, to harm others. Physically, mentally, don't do this to harm others. So I will give you such and such, you can get rid of that person. It's not good, it's not a good of the practice of generosity. Okay. So then what to give, how to help others? So helping through the wealth, through the fearlessness, giving fearlessness, and giving the wisdom, showing the being helpful, like this. This all is usually, it makes sense. Not as religious training, as I say, In the world, we need this. Like like any country, doesn't matter, anywhere all over the world, in the country, we need these things, you see. It's not foreign to anybody. Everybody will appreciate this. So look at this the 3, the practice of the giving, generosity. Then morality, you see, avoiding all the non-virtues and engaging all the virtues. Everybody will appreciate that. People are so stupid. They're taking life, making all the mischievous, and then we gather all the problems, you see. Look at the world, all the problems. What's the cause of this? Out of greed, ignorance, all this, you see, brings all the suffering. So here, Buddha is showing we all are equal. We should understand that. And then we share all equally. See? So that's morality, moral ethics. That's what's called avoiding all the cause of suffering, basically. And gathering all the cause of peace and happiness. That's called morality, you see. Whether it's the Vinaya, whether it's the Bodhisattva, whether it's the Vajrayana, doesn't matter. These are the Buddha's teaching. Then patience, particularly the anger, hatred, as you see in the world. It's real, you know, what's called the anger, the rage, the malicious thought are the root cause of suffering in the world. You see, all the wars, fightings, this come from these ignorance and those, you know, all these weapons made. So Buddha said, we don't need those. You know, we don't need to kill others. We'll die ourselves. You know, when time comes, no need to kill, they die. You know, so you see, so practice loving kindness, compassion, and patience. You know, then perseverance. We need effort towards this project. How to do things good, and always you have to keep the mind calm, peace. Nowadays you see, because of all these modern technologies, all these internets, we become so forgetful. We're so depressed. So now people are saying mindfulness is very important. See, mindfulness help you for your health. Mindfulness help your heart. Say, you know, you see, it's a foundation of Buddha's teaching, how to be mindful. From the Buddha until now, all the great teachers that just explaining, mindfulness is the highway towards the Buddhahood. Shamatha, you see. So we need some kind of effort, how to share this wisdom to others, not as a foreign. Other is a requirement. Everybody in the world, see. Then the last wisdom, you see how wisdom is important now. Wisdom is the direct antidote of the ignorance. So ignorance is the root cause of all those suffering problems. So wisdom, not just being smart. No? There are some are very smart, but very stupid, you know. Very stupid smart they are. Here, wisdom means knowing the direct causality, the causality of the peace and happiness, the causality of the suffering. That is the wisdom, which makes sense. So we need to make effort. All this, even we become Buddha, okay? Even we become Buddha, we need this our day-to-day life to help others. So we are being we are being Buddhist. No, actually, we being Buddhist means we to be try to helpful to ourselves, to others. No. So this you see, make this effort, and then step by step we make progress. So you see, such a beautiful book. You see, so what you can expect if you practice the 5 parts, 10 Bhumis, or the 13 Bhumis explained. So go through these, joyfully, happily, share this wisdom to all others, anybody, everybody, so that we can make a difference in the world. Yeah. So this, I want to just share this idea, and I'm, as always, I'm very grateful, very thankful. All your effort, your interest here, you are making this. So sometimes not so easy. Sometimes you feel, oh, this is not possible. How I can do it, But you are making effort all the way. Those people I met in the 80s, 90s, 2000, and you are without giving up. You are following up. So I really cherish this, appreciate this, and I want to say thank you so much, As mentioned, I don't expect anything, but I expect you will do better. Thank you, so now next 2 weekends, I'll be not here. I was asked to visit some other place in Portland. And then next last 2 weekends of September, I'll be here and we'll complete this book. Meanwhile, please reflect on the book, refresh your practice, and follow that. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, now please say some dedication prayers.
You who are richly endowed with the glorious wealth of Dharma knowledge, who through reflecting and meditating have actualized the self-aware absolute reality, and shine with 100,000 light rays of ethical discipline of the Buddha Dharma, may you Kenshin Ratna Dwaza live long. Glorious, holy, venerable, precious, kind, rude, and lineage lamas, divine assembly of Yidams and assemblies of Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Yogins, Yoginis, and Dakinis dwelling in the 10 directions, please hear our prayer. May the virtues collected in the 3 times by ourselves and all sentient beings in samsara and nirvana and the innate Buddha virtue not result in the 8 worldly concerns, the 4 causes of samsara, or rebirth as a shrine. May all other sentient beings, especially those enemies who hate us, obstruct their harm, misleading Maras, and hordes of demons, experience happiness, be separated from suffering, and swiftly attain the unsurpassed, perfect, complete, and precious Buddhahood. By the power of this vast root of virtue, may we benefit all beings through our bodies. May the afflictions of desire, hatred, ignorance, arrogance, and jealousy not arise in our minds. May the attachment to fame, reputation, wealth, honor, and concern for this life not arise for even a moment. May our mind streams be moistened by loving kindness, compassion, and bodhicitta. And through that, may we become a spiritual master of good qualities equal to the infinity of space. May we gain the supreme attainment of Mahamudra in this very life. May the torment of suffering not arise even at the time of our deaths. May we not die with negative thoughts. May we not die confused by wrongdoing. May we not experience an untimely death. May we die joyfully and happily in great luminosity and a mind as such in the pervading clarity of Dharmata. May we in any case gain the supreme attainment of Mahamudra at the time of death coming before our go. But
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Kenshin.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kepler.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Okay,
See you. Yeah.
Muchas gracias, Kenshin.
Yes, ¿cómo estás?
Muchas gracias, Kenshin.
Thank you. Wonderful.
Thanks to everyone.
Gracias.
Sangha members who made this possible.
Gracias. Yes. Muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias.
Long life for you.
Спасибо.
Tachibele.
Muy porcento.
Thank you for the precious teachings and transmission.
Obrigada, Fábio.